Ato Ghana this year, Yama will be a Mamwaka Sabri at the mobile home based television. So, Eraso said, well, may not fam, I would also send Kaka and Sassos when Jibre really down, say, ye prem to break us your bo, 7 or dear Dawson, the Brina, necessary or men with your farmer, your same. Ni passes to them nothing, so ye granny dear me a good year, can be now so dear Sefata said. Dikana editi no na semu for amakwan se efa medan no asunti no ani hwe na hono de ekoso ewo man mu be did what this year ba ya wa no che fisa beri akosi se donko be body edi djumade yi de eba wa kwa mu ensem no dos papa na ye di makotene no ye twa ye hutia wa ye ba afei me de betu dwama. As somebody can say, "What Marco Tina Navy and is President another Danko Kufuado Ghana man penny Nanu Quadano. Wabo and Nipa and Siabidin said, won't go to Ghana name or maybe so. Na ye womu din betu dwan wo mutu medie property so omo kwakodi edi aboa Ghana. Sanso so na mrachi be afo no bi so asre se ebe ya nka wo man bebia yesisi se ho eye which camps ho na se bi susu obi ye befo de ne kono. Enka ye muni na ntungo ne ye muni sanse edini kure da so ne nye na hyenkofo bi kutupa ma wo mo ebonkofo bi beji wo bra wo mo enye hwempa biara emfa aprosi for na fa bambofo aka mo mo yesa asomdwe betumi aba wo tamale ene nimpotam ni na se Ghana senior high school na afi tamale adehye no di abo ani na asomdwe kwa so nti aprosi for na fa bambofo aka mo mo yesa bibia no betumi atoto na kwemu na akwaduma ne yasre ma se wo mo mfo mo hundimu bi ene adwadi ka se bo sanse oba enwan ma ye kire se eba no kwaduma mema dodo na wum papa na man super ma obenya sika na wadi aboa taso no ensem bi de bebere wadwadi ka se bum Nigeria adehye na ekasa ekrim se oya president Tinubu a ntutua wo ye na office ne hye bi oya de aboa na anti corruption atumi akoso no ensem kakra ho eno so se be hanye di nkyirimu ade amabu kansie mu nsem ye de ba da kwasi ada Black Stars e wo board bo Black Meteors so ya musisi akogina mu e wo U23 ni mu sen na niema esi ekro capito de mu nkyirimu beba face so e ba na nigidi ka se bo so e be he na ye de asoso ama ko Facebook na join your life o isa se ka se bo no etwagu wadre wo kwa comment de fafa ho na febram srawo o de buy betu e bo ase ni akan ama obrese na fatam aya no ahye wate no bi so anya bi ahye wo tika mu na wo hwe o ya adwuma na wa bi mu je se o Facebook na wa like so na ya akono na nkofo no se ampa ka se bo edewu website ni www.hbtvghana.com buzia yentwa ye ho ye ba maximum. As I shall say, na saying farmer dia na abankasi mu na yefrase Ghana mampani His Excellency Nana Ado Dankwa Akufo-Addo wabom penifo ensia bi din se wonkosi Ghana na mu ewa man bi so Anton Ghana din amwana ne mai na no entumi enkoye na sampanifo amampani na Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo abo mu din wo mu ekọ aman bia no ewa bibirima mu na afei so ebi ewo Europe aman mu ebi so na ampanifo yi edin se ne amampani akire mu kire se wo hwe ebre bi abesen ko the year 2021 COVID-19 ba he na Biden she bi ba ya no ye obatampa program no a umbe so mbeboa na ne mai na no so atumi akọ na economy na fa ne ntuma pa ade afra na wa kire se no de na adwin se obeboa na economy no through education digitalization and afei so youth employment aboa na economy na fa ne ntuma pa ade afra na yi se ne beba mu no je se Ghana na fa ma bi so ka o ntuma epo ano eno se ne adwumadi ne asi akọ no ade afa no mpanifo betumi akosi o man na mu na wo mabode wuro ade achi akọ de super pa bi adi na boa na ne pa ye wo krom ha so no ebi atumi akopie mu aman bi so na aman bi so de enso atumi abeka ye ho na Ghana yakọ yenimu na mampani ebobodin no wo boy excellency Mr Samuel yakuma se wono nko gina Ghana nemu se high commissioner wo Australia na afi his excellency Mrs Doris Ajo Daniel Bresse wono so bo ne din se wonko gina mu se ambassador fama Ghana wo Czech Republic wo boy his excellency Mr Mohammed Habib Idris din se wonko gina mu se Ghana ban anamu sini wo Kuwait and his excellency Mr Kingsford Amwakom wono so ko gina Ghana nemu wo Liberia afi so Mr Mark Michael Echie wono ko gina Ghana anemu wo my friends Libya na afi Mr Alex Oredu so ko gina Ghana nemu wo Niger na wa hese ntutue na betumi akoye mampani hye wo mo se wo musuo ni wo mo ban ebe kire se nya Ghana tie na afi so enkomodi o medidi afa Ghana ho na beboa na ma we kita hodie atumi akoye ni sent wo sere wo mo so wo mo koi wo mo fa din panko na din pa fa Ghana ho enteni se ne be ya ma bi so a wo pese wo de wo njuma ede bo mem no betumi aba na Ghana de hye so a wo mo sua de e fara befo enfidi djuma mu na afi so abefo kwa e fa so din kita ho wo mo sua ani adwadi mu no wo betumi anya akwanya akogina sa Ghana na mu wo man we bi emu ye friend no so dia na MPP amanyoku mi no ka say ukopie mu wo headquarters no asalam da nyagro azia abenufo ani abre papa na ni na ene se brason sempenifo no be he ye obi agina akura franka mu dia mo afim pimadunu ene adunu nan abato ni mu na empenifo bere na atwe mu ti a wo mo pesa akwanya ne mampani abedi akire Dr Haraji Mahmoud Baumia eka ho bie na ene na chese na chitafo na afi so ono an office ni team a wo mpese wo moboa no na obekura franka mu etu edema NPP fo ne kire se obekọ na wakọ file nomination wakọ fada danti ode kwa akoma mpanifo no mahwem se so ene ma otwere wo mu na se fata mema no kwan na wo mato ne so abekura franka mu dia ma NPP ana na o hye se ebodu ba ko pepepa na obekọ nti ebodu ba ko no era mpanifo ahodo mo wo NPP mu a wo mudi opani achi ebo se ebo twi ne tradadidi na chia wo mu na ekoye na mpanifo a wo yeso mbetumi akodi na chi ama ne mani bi akoso kane NPP for wo mu national vice chairman Fred Oware and afis national organizer Samuel Ku wo mu na ka ho bia wo mu di usebo emrahye bedwafo mpanifo bi nso ka ho bi na afa amanyeko no mu mpanifo bi ne asoafo ahodo a wo man mu wo mu so di mu wo mu na ka ho bia se okopie mu NPP for headquarters a mampani abedi echi Dr Mahmoud Baumia me no ka say wo hyedem a wo mu ni di nkomo a enchem wo bepia abonte na afo ne sentwefo so abedi nkomo na senya ne fa nomination fa ni na tumi ko no file no tumi achechiri mu no wade akere Ghana fo na afei so ani so ade hu no ene ne kwan do so opeso obepre Ghana mampani adwa no NPP dim no so no waka ho nsem na wode ama na mampani abedi akire wo hese ne anema yesi kro na owo team a chese wo ma tre se BMW 24 na chese eno ye Baumia for 2024 omu ina enya bre na omu padifo mu no omu kirem se amayekuo na mpa omu ewa kukudam pa wo mbiti sala nka shikene de Japan ni mpanifo bi aka omu ina se fatade na nso omu hwe obi adidi aturu na afi obetumi de Ghana akọ anim papa woni PPD mu aye Dr Mahmoud Baumia nunti e na omani abra na omu ina ata na chise onfa ne krata na enkoma NPP mpanifo no omu nkenkan omu kenkan wie na se bibia dem a omu nyini ntum na delegate koshia omu nto abamfa ma no me franka kurafo sanse omu wugidie pass ono pe e na obetumi ni NDC fo die sie ni na nkunimdie akọ e de ama NPP Samuel Okuje tabla kwa ye mrashibe dwani de ma de hia omwo North Town abatwo mpeso ane so na odi atudwa se ya doso wo memu toto ene se obi atiri mi fufita pe wa ye oba yesi bayifo miseremka wa ye be man so ayesi bayifo odasu bi adi nempo aye nipadua no na sesa bi abamu a yesi nipa ne ye bayifo titru kopie mu awo tifidu manti mo kire se koso pa ni nti behwe no na sa nipa ne ache na kwahye da bi mu se yenko na yenko hwe no ha ne de na koje obi se sebi awo na sesa saafo ne susu omu ya bayifo no ye de omu kokosi ato de dimbrofo kasem se which camp no na sesa pani kire mu se ye ha adwene nti obesere pa se Ministry of Gender ehwe entu wana mon na mungu sa which comes in na face so wo munya mrasa ne be ya asofo a omu bi wo manope wo se ye bayifo ni ye bayifo ni na no so no man mra ebetumi ene wo mati what is 72 do mra be dafi.
Mr. Speaker, this is a phenomenon which has been going on for years, and as a country it has reached levels that we are all appalled about. We all condemn what particularly female elderly people are put through in our society. Mr. Speaker, I take the view that it is an extreme embarrassment, a national disgrace, that in this century and in this era, we still have witches' camps dotted at several places in our country. Mr. Speaker, on this day, I want to join colleagues and the Honorable Ablaji Fagomashi and call for the abolishment of all these witches' camps. These camps must be closed and closed immediately. They represent a grave violation of the human rights of our senior citizens. That those camps still exist, Mr. Speaker, is a scar on our collective conscience. And Mr. Speaker, I believe that as lawmakers, nothing should even stop us from pursuing a private member's bill to totally abolish this practice and make it illegal for witches' camps to exist. I think it's long overdue, because it's really a disgrace. It is a national embarrassment. It is an anathema, an abomination. It's not something we should entertain, we should tolerate at all, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable we no po so ye hwe o meye ma mema na fe mofra ni assistant bi DSM so Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection so abaso so o ma ya de papa se wo mo ebo mo modern se na be ya sa hawi na etubetwa na so de aka ne se wo mo ye bi nkan ho se na be ya nipa bi a susu se wo mo tesa na o mo wa hwehia mu tutu ni mpanifo no o metumi akọ mo moa na sa ni mguase na afa tete a wo munyi a wo komuni na no etubetwa.
All support that effort. And we must ensure that witch camps do not exist. I know the Gender Ministry started some work under Nana Oye later, which I'm sure her successors have continued. But the pace has been very, very slow. And really, this phenomenon should not exist. And I think as colleagues, every member of parliament who has this camps in their constituency, they should all feel affronted, sufficiently outraged, so that we work together to have this which comes close. Finally, Mr. Speaker, I want to also commend the maker of the statement for drawing our attention to gender-based violence. It is on the increase when you look at the statistics. Mr. Speaker, the statistics are very, very frightening indeed. All support that effort, and we must ensure that witch camps do not exist.
Yeah, call Yanimu Ewans Fufro Mudia, Nandia Penia, one and a friend to Tias say Bibia Betmia Yadiama Media Foundation, Suleimana Brahma, what is same year to be actually say, Obo, my conqueror Ganemuha. Brasso say as I'm for Casa, Womu Ashen, Womu can ye, a face woman, and what's a papa, Sansa, Brano Branina, Cassan, Woka, Yana, and what. Eban saso na kofa ujabum edia bento bestress mpanifo fo mani hwe na adesua across media schools awdo na afi so the rubo adwam se na nyemasi kon eni ndi akiri na nsentwefo kasa ensemfata.
Exactly 30 years of our Fourth Republic. This may be modest compared to other regimes, but for us it should be a significant milestone that calls for deeper reflections on how we strengthen and consolidate our democracy. Such introspection has become necessary also because as a nation we are witnessing a number of fractures that do not only undermine our democratic ethos but point to systematic fragilities that have a great potential to weaken and undermine the strength and resilience of our democracy. One of such greatest threats to our democracy is the issue of hate speech, which is sometimes perpetrated under the guise of robust political rhetoric. So people who engage in it would often say that, well, why are you, condemning what I'm saying? Because basically I'm engaging in a robust form of political communication. The problem of hate speech is also being fueled by a growing polarization along partisan, ethnic, and religious lines. The perpetration of hate speech is also being aided by our largely unregulated and highly partisan traditional media sphere, and also being exacerbated by the increasing access and abuse of social media platforms. Ahead of the 2020 elections in Ghana, for example, the Media Foundation documented as many as 582 incidents of indecent, what we called indecent campaign language on radio. And that was just on radio, and we couldn't even monitor all the close to 500 radio stations that are on air. We monitored around 100 radio stations, and even on these platforms, we recorded as many as 582 incidents of expressions that were deemed indecent.
ya domo papa sanse wo hwa ba fo se na ne masi kro na yenya darubo adwuma ku ahodo bebiri na wo memu nanso de obesire ina se kasa ye ba bonte na ho nte se ne be ya de bia dan nkomodi no ebe ya asomdwede e wo memu na boa na kabina minka bi nso akwani mu
democracy and a threat to the media. By virtue of democracy and the Fourth Republican Constitution, we have the benefit of multiple media houses, be it news, radio, newspapers, radio, and also TV. It is therefore our responsibility as children of the golden age who have the benefit to see and exercise the full complement of freedom of expression and freedom of speech as guaranteed under Article 21, Clause 1A of the 1992 Constitution. We have a duty to hand over a media space or democratic space that is better than what we have been given now. And the threat in the way, as has been acknowledged by previous speakers, has to do with how we use the platforms that we are given. Hate speech, misinformation and disinformation, and all the other conversations that are not nuanced, that does not take into consideration of the fact that I am churning out this information. They will definitely reach my targets, but beyond my targets are those unintended recipients of those information. So as a political communicator, as someone within the political space, as Mr. Sule Brahima was talking about the data they collected and was giving out the information that they had received as to culprits, I was sitting there knowing that that bullet will not escape me. Definitely, it's falls on me greatly that at an individual level I exercise that kind of accountability and restraint to make sure that I don't use anybody's platform to churn out hate speech. And I also encourage my brothers and sisters across the political divide that we also try as much as possible to exercise caution. Think about the children at home who are listening or watching us.
Na panipa wono ye wahena kopie mu ewapue mantema wadana nanama hemfo ano ewo ho ono kro na nso eye wahene kase ereba adehia wo mu ewo omenya krobo odumase ono eye nene sakita otosumienu akire mu se access se no media houses ni bia agya atum se nsem bi wankofo ka se wo kan se mone aye kosen papa no nti dane de na obeka nsem a enimu na enu mo atumi aton wo mo se yisu bi ensem fata obesere se no kro nso yeto enu nti wo kan nsem a kade wom se ne be beboa na o men yaso mdua ya bohu dawuro abohu ba ifriti ti besi sabere no ebeko so atena.
A major challenge is that negative news and or disinformation are shared very fast through social media, or better still, traditional media. By the time authorities get ready to act on the falsehood, it has spread all over to friends and acquaintances. Over time, that disinformation is ingrained into the heads of followers. Then it becomes permanent, and no matter what authorities do, will make any difference. These hateful content over time also can surface and become popular among certain people. It is happening right here in Ghana, and more so in the developed democracies of America and Europe. Fojo Asante Fojo in 2019 lamented further in an article that he wrote, and I quote, "If there's anything that might likely derail Ghana's current democratic gains, then it should be said that hate speech, falsehood, and incitement must be feared," unquote. And I like that a lot. And
what do I need to remove our atifido man temwa penifo our moha bambofo na fa prosifo ani abre papa pa hwese asomdwe betumi akoso ni na ne se adehye omo ewo tamale hene mbabunu a womo ewo tamale Ghana National Senior High School na Ghana Senior High School womo na chese womo de abo ani na benifo chese old student association me kire womo mko school wa Ghana Senior High School wono ene womo kom ho bom so me he no mato fapem wo bi ade afa school no ho ahia se ne be ya dane day na no school for betimi atena school wona nipa bonfo pese ofa kuntura se bedi mo frane bone no penifo betimi ahwe ehunu saafo ni sansa anya awofo wona bambofo ho a betimi ehunu na wo mapamo ade afiri wona wei ba fi hia dum yensane na penifo chese association ni boni timu kwaso obayesa nanso emranti a wokromo chese wo mpere chanti ade hye wokuku no ero no watamale metropolis ni mu de bia se penifo hye ase wo mo yepe no mo de akwa akwatani a wo no mu si no mo so ebugu ero na chese na wotwi a isi mu yan enka bambofo a mo ho anya na posifo anko ho a nka kofa asem foforo ede baye na kromafo no nkyeremu ina akyerese wo mo fa ho no ekosa ensuo bi ewo kromo sanse no pe ne ye o mamuni na ensuo a wo sanom enti koba ne se school no se wo mo to fapema na se wo mo to pampimi afa wo hia pe da chi be ten dia mo kromafo no so betumi afa ho kwantia so akosa ensuo di aba bedi wo dwuma no ti enam panifo no wo mo pese wo meye sa ban no na wo mo trese wo mo so ne wo mo kan se nko mo ye nhye bi a wo betumi aye na mpo so wo beto sa fapema na se wo no dia fa school no mpo a kwan a mo fa so kosa ensuo di enko na enkusi na so panifo pese wo betie wona so pe no ne nam so bia dane de na na kofa sa wantwi ne menti me ho ase wi edi aba no aposifo chese won sa kan nipa nsia wo ye mrante kwa wo mo aye o madwene se tutu asem wo de o madi e ma na aboro so wo mu kurakura ne ma bia na nsem fata be ha adwene ye nti wo ma achi wo ma wo mo eye nsane mu ahwehwe mu na ahemfo na fa school panifo so de atugya so me se adwebere obetumi abasa so na ba mofo so akopi mu achirem se free sa bre ye kode school no wo mo so emfiri ho wo mehwe abo ho ban se na be ya adisuafo ho ni na no obi a ho enkoto chima ya konsem foforo so na wie make have say o hwe ABTV prem to break ase bo e go Facebook I stream live or home base TV ya no ahwe wa like no comment no ahye na foforo so ahu bi website ni www.hbtvghana.com kwa won so benya bi na wa kenkana bibia aye kama papa na ansema idi so fa ware ho Ghana ha de unim se tetene de na ja yeni nhye bia de to so obi ware ba kwa na se mienu no mutumi ware mo manka so mo meka wo mo enei mpo no ye constitution ni hye dan chechiri mu se be ma ware ba kwa na se ne mum aware ye kwa ba mu no hye kakra da ho na akosa asakwa ye tinye na nse wo monte so se nka be ma nso mpo de eja wo kakra wa hye obotom te se nka mizirimi fo ma mamre se ne sitie ya se nka tumi ware de opo se mienu anu afa miensa anu afa ja se enan po no aho ade betumi aso na nka wafa atena so na wo hwe ho na no na so mi bi nso enti ase a kire se da bi ade ne ba sana ensem fata chiwade twere kronkron ma wo kwanti obi amfa ba ko no amfa nante se na be obetumi ahwe ni nsem we ABTV news ko montene Ghana fo bi ko di ehun komo na obi ana na dwenkyere wo ho yengo TV
ye gbe ko no yin no ni ani yu na ka mo ko ani ye ka wa fefo shuju anyi wale no kaji e achi efi oni na yoko yu ani support le flag sani be mi ni enye yin na kan yu no na ba na kan no ye enye nka ni enye wa anyi wu me nye pa wi ge ke ala si se ke sky mu ni ke support anyi ni woni ma gbene ye we ko na metu ma abo sani am he o ma wu me am dress ko na edo mo chake ke fo ga tenga na kan ni bi o ma me stop because am una me young ba she ko mo am about 40 years no am me ko ba na ma ya me mu no am na kan ni am ko odugba
oh e kan no na wala dodo ye se bi sa ta na ewiase ntise afi na nanu mo do nti aduane wo fie nti wo ware be oba ba ko ya ho tere se oba ba ko ntum ko afuo mu ko do ma ba no aduane nti wo ware ma no mo do so a ebi be ko afuo mu ebi be no aduane wo fie na se nia ye wo mu de awiase na ye din asase boade bibi dan high boade nti se wo ware ba ko na otumi hwe na so wo ba nfa no ko school papa nfa so bia ne so se wo se ye hwe nkwada no no mo ko school papa woni mu ne oba president awo bebre mo bu na ye awo bebre na ye so oni mo ne be papa ma na so wa ba ku mi ne wa ja wo na ye muso awale mpra twi so wo sebi aduasa wo ba wo ku na twi mpra e muso be ma ne yare kura ne ho nto no se wo na ma na aduana e be da na no ato no wo fi na chi na wo awasa be no aduana ama no e be da na no be to no obewu na wa ja kwada na agu so ti ni nyina ye muso be ma so sebi na ma ya wo yo o mo pe adwuma ye o ko fa ba de na akotena ba e bia ape ni so sha skaka ka be no aduana wo fi ya mo de be didi no na de akọ no monsa e be na nkwada na obetumi ahwe wo nti tem bia oba ba fi na oba ne bu afu so to ma no bi fa no aduana wo fi nti ma bebere achi di na emuso ana ma so sebi me kwa akosis mesesa mo so emuso so trafa akon na
eye awari do de eye because o pese obe wu ntema wari bebre we how an akọ we nche o ne problem o ti dem can say we how an akọ we nche enti oduane so be bebre enti e come the end o backroom na heading
because the confusion bebre ba because no kura nim nti me wani no kura mame a ebi anamenti me afa nche oba na wo ba no nti awon dodo de eno de me nko ade anye
Azia Ghana for bi adwenkyere fa awon dodo ho eno no mane mema yi na yigina we so na ye twa ye ho tia wa ye ba ye beko adwadie kase wo abeto dwase oba Ghana ha ema beye ha munchemu aduonum kwadwuma wo nso wo mu bi papa na nso din se yebehu ma se kwadwuma no wo mu na eye dodo yeyi na chese na moto bi akoso a yekuo bi a wo hwe aboase na be ya manso yebeyi wo mapie wo kwadwuma na ne na atumi akoyi na Steven Chey wono na chese di sa akon wo yani ma wo hwe se bebo de wuro di afa ma wo mu kwadwuma ho yi na afesu ya chekere wo ma mo ni di wo betumi afa so abo na adwuma na wo ye no so akonkan ne kasem ene sentwefo no di tudwa chekere se eba ne kwadwuma ema yi papa no besrese akade a ye de boa ma mema eba soro no ye mfa bi so mfa ma se ne be ya wo musu ye di e wadwuma mu no ebe konka
okay enti ye yen survey no no kwa wo mu di se agri business adwuma na akasa ma na ye but ye hu ni se omo ye no as a hobby instead some be ye e de enye ska no e mo side hustles o he most on na o me ton we e de abo ma yi bi but ye hu ni se if a man no fan is serious na omo ye no mo ye ni year they are able to make enough living out of it a man omo ye agribusiness akase no they are doing better than the men in that same field and why Argentina yem pushina omo one omo hu ni say adwuma me to just carefree no omo hu say adwuma me to just carefree ana omo de edi agro no omo mfa no that is the main reason why you push no ti afutuo ye de ma ye nyanoma ema omo wo agreement say de wo ye bia no fa ne say japade a o jama ehunchirima enye wo na you who free say wow the antino, but take it very serious and then document all you're doing and adhere to all policies and adhere to all regulatory issues that needs to be adhered to.
Mrs. Fortune Chei waba wodi na ni di said media we echi bi na ni abre bon da wuro nso kire se man kondo papa said man won beje na to da bia wo mu ehia enkranhye ene abaso bode se na be betumi epushi wo no mo so ma ye de wo be ye de abo na bibia na tumi akoyi wo sere ma se oyekuani emu hu abomfia adwuma ese fata do hu shemu adachi bi on sa betumi akowa no.
Which is Women in Agribusiness Week. It's a week-long celebration that is initiated by Kuza. And this year we are looking at having expo, we're looking at having fora, we're looking at 3 different regions within Ghana, and we're looking out for women. As in, when it comes to the awards, we are looking out for women who are really shattering the glass ceilings, those who are fostering connections, collaborations, and doing exceptionally well in the agribusiness space. And the theme for this year is focusing on digitalization after, because there are so many issues that are concerning after. We really want to get it right so that these women will stand to benefit from whatever after seems to bring to the table. Then we will also look at climate resilience, because nowadays climate is no more predictable. You would be expecting rains today, it won't appear, it will appear next time. So we really want the women to be prepared, so that whether it rains or shine, still we need to have food on our table. So that is basically what we are looking at. And we are having these 3 regions. We are having Ashanti region, the Greater Accra, and the
Yenyina akwadwa nsem so adwade kase bomu ntwa ye hutia wa fe ye ba ebetu fa akopie mu awon kofo ama so Nigeria ehon ye be ko ye basisia. Nigeria mam pani Bola Tinubu onansia na ye mana afena na ode kan tama kire Nigeria fo so bedi omonim no kwarem ebrebi on be frɛ ni bia obeba wanyini pa adi mfinhye adi oson baako na akra na chese wo kirem se omo abedwakuo bi a eno na hwɛ se Nigeria katahye ne promit metu ase the same Ghana High Office of the Special Prosecutor in Nigeria also almost no Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC. Now penny our down on say Mr. President Tinubu actually said there be papa no free akunyane so for the human and to work a crime sana and she will be a cost to sense and come one for 85 on and yet and go for him say penny no one can say corrupt pa will be on corruption to us no or one can say no or yebi enti ama what the continue anymore why corruption crown na woko na nko atumi ahwem ya atwe waso ne age o man sika no o sa kra so agb free unchen eno nti sa asem we akoso anyako anya de etoso minu na anya de etoso miensa abapa a wate bi no akoye mampani foforo na se hu behia so be mapani na sifom na nhwemu mapa atumi akwa afa na dwumadi a wadi efiti afi apemadunu ne adunu ba akwa ebo ne din se omehwe na wontoto ne ma na bibia entumi nkoso no se ne esi etie ne din ade bawa na pani bawa panifo ebri na akasa ade afa no wa enche kra no pani ba ko no ane BBC fo di nkomo ewo awsemu the former Northern Zamfara State form womo governor na jeso ba ki so pani se wo hwe pani a ne dwumadi bia wodi na nyese ase bre bia besen kom asemi ba na efa wo no eho anke ye kwa akeka e wo sa EFCC ya enchen ye bisa sika bi di free ni nchen a na odwe ho a wonte asere no ye $2 million US dollars no no chese ne ho dwiri ni papa se na omo pa kire se bomi ho anase medisika bi ti ye bisa se mintua na ye nya amia na se den e no pani governor itrem se eba na sa no wante ase ohunu se no sa na tie de na chese nkofo mpo a MC ya ka wo masema ye chese wo ye corrupt ana akata hye ne from ye bo Nigeria na MC pani bi se wo sika bi a wo mantumi antua eno nti na ko wiwi sa no nti obegina so na waka de ache Nigeria mpani fo ina no mate se wo pani ani din ade bawa na wo no na da wo EFCC no ano no wo ye corrupt papa se ba ne se corruption wo na ekon ati apa de a Nigeria ma de entumi nko monim na sem we na se Bola Tinubu che ya pe His Excellency kirem se da bi se sa na ekodi na chese opani wonfa na didie ne ntuo kakra nsa na hwehwemu ntumi nkoso ne ko ba ne se ne ho son de a o mesan so de dibre ama no yebejira no so yare nsem ne bi si e wa hatwa ye huti a wa ye ba Jonathan opon beba na fi agokansi mu nsem o de abeso so amaye
Ghana de Shao Kense Munsem Anambra said to our HB News. Midday any Jonathan upon Ebesha Eddie Ghana under 23 Black Meteors as ahead of under 23 African Cup of Nations known as Guswa preparation. Sendra Egypt the friendly game back who April so young Pharaohs Eddie Ebueni Kupium dia 1-1 and I can see no Daniel Efie Bania it's Michelle the first goal from a penalty